God's grace is it's so sufficient. And it's, you know, our Pastor Dalton at Bethel Harvest Church, he taught on like grace and mercy today. It's like dessert for my soul. It's like just those words coming out of my mouth feel sweet. But he taught on grace and mercy, and how like mercy is just the beginning. Like, you have to, mercy allows you to accept grace, basically. And grace is so much more than forgiveness. When we think grace, we think forgiveness, but that's mercy. Grace is the reward that you get for asking for mercy. What? That's literally like, here's the equivalent. And this is why God is beautifully illogical, and I'm gonna stick with him. Because I prefer his logic over than what we have, our logic, what makes sense to us. Because he's good. It's the equivalent of a criminal turning themselves in, and the judge saying, you know what, since you forget about turning themselves in. It's the equivalent of a criminal being caught and being taken to trial, and Satan is the prosecutor, and he's like, they did this, this, and this, and you really, really did do it. You really did do it. And the judge is like, how do you plead? And you're like, guilty. Because you know you did it. And then the judge is like, okay, since you said you're guilty, since you admitted your sin, you know, and I guess the key would be like showing repentance, like say you're sorry, mean it. You get a reward. Not only do you not go to jail, so it's like the judge saying, since you chose guilty, no jail time. And also, here's a house. Like, that's grace. It don't make sense, and it will make you mad, because people that you don't want to get grace, they will get grace from God, because God has no respect of persons. So the people that we might even see as bad people, they're the biggest candidates for grace. They technically get more grace than you because they were further than you. God is, he's backwards with everything. He's backwards from how we understand it. And it's not really him that's backwards, it's us. Sin has made us backwards. It's corrupted our mind and our hearts. And we've created a whole society that is built on these backwards values. But I do think that we're getting closer to, like, every day we get closer to getting back to God's original plan, which of course won't happen until Jesus like truly comes back. But until then, I am excited about creating my own reality and manifesting the things that Jesus has given me the power to manifest, which is like literally all things. So, I mean, I really do, I have to be careful with what I manifest. Like, even a husband, I am not going to manifest a husband. There's a guy I'm kind of talking to right now, but I am not. And I could. I truly could, because God has given me that power. I could, but I'm not going to manifest something that I'm not sure that God has for me, you know? Because we have the power. People who aren't even Christians manifest things. Like, it's literally a law that God wrote into the tapestry of the universe. And people say, oh, thank you, universe. Oh, I praise the universe. The universe is working for you. The universe loves you and wants good for you. I believe the universe has no personality. The universe is a creation of God. God is the one with personality, with likes and dislikes, with a sense of humor, with that extra little razzle dazzle that he'll put on your blessings. It just takes it a step up. Like, this woman was talking about how she got a car. She was testifying about how she got a car given to her, and then the car had a full tank of gas. That is God putting a razzle dazzle. That's not the universe. The universe just obeys the laws that God wrote into it. The universe is literally 2 + 2 = 4. It's a law. The universe don't love 4. the universe is not showing favor on 2 and 2. It's a law. The universe is God's computer. It does what God programmed it to do. It's like how we blame the algorithm for stuff, not realizing somebody created that algorithm. Instagram is not out to get you. Facebook algorithm is not out to get you. They are numbers. It comes down to zeros and ones. The person who programmed that, the mind, the creative mind that programmed that is the person who has put their own agenda into what they programmed. That's the person who has favor on one thing or another, who has personality, who has intention and goals and desires. It's the same with God. The universe is God's algorithm. It is not a personality within itself. God has programmed it. So you jump off a building, you're gonna fall. Now, God is the creator of that program, so he can step in and be like, he can write in a quick little loophole if he wants to. Because I believe in miracles, and I believe in a God who can do whatever he wants. He can say 2 + 2 = 5 for just today. And it's going to be fact because he said it. Because whatever he says becomes law. He literally can't lie, because if he did tell a lie, it would then become the truth. The universe is like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what God can do. I imagine like heaven, the fact that there's no time means that there's no limit to like what can be done. So I believe that like he's gonna start us off here and like teach us how to like, so we're building his kingdom, we're operating in his kingdom, we have dominion in certain areas, and then he's gonna send us off, like Jesus is gonna send us off, and we're gonna eventually each be creating our own universes. That's what video games are. That's what the metaverse is. All this stuff that seems so cool and so out of this world and so brand new. Like, oh my gosh, we're reaching places humanity has never reached before. Who would have thought that we could create virtual reality? We are using frequencies that have been on this earth since the beginning of time. Already been here. Already here. The ability to have electricity and phones and airplanes. The mechanics for that, the tools for that, we're already here on this earth. And we're just discovering it. So I just really believe that God is the ultimate creator, and he is the ultimate creator creates creators. Jay-Z said, I think you're basically not wealthy unless the people around you are wealthy too, unless you've made millionaires. And it's like the same concept. God is the ultimate creator, and of course it would make sense that he creates more creators. And he's given us so many tools. And I think once sin really, really gets out the way for good, once death is truly conquered for good, when Jesus comes back, and that whole tribulation and all that stuff that's listed out in Revelation. But after all that's taken care of, we're going to get back to the original plan of creating, being fruitful and multiplying, and like making worlds. Whole universes of multiple worlds. That's the real multiverse. I think the entertainment industry knows exactly what it's doing, and I can't wait to be all up in it. And give God the glory.